So I just got out of the movie theater watching Deadpool and Wolverine, and I have thoughts specifically, and I'm just going to lead up front, the whole idea of being the worst version of yourself.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
And even the worst version of yourself can be redeemed. That was really, I think, the theme of the movie. So now's the time to say, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
If you haven't seen it, definitely get back in the movie theaters to see a Marvel movie. I had so much fun. It's so nice actually to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe back in a way. Like I think there's no question, and we've done videos about it here on the channel, that the franchise has had some level of decline, whether that's box office decline, cultural impact, the quality of the movies. There's like whole debates to be had. But this movie is so on the nose, maybe too much in places, but it didn't bother me because it was sort of there's an earnestness to the level that they made fun of themselves. The extent to which Deadpool kept poking fun of Disney, and like literally at one point in the movie is like, the franchise is at kind of a low point right now. Like that kind of on the nose humor actually, for me at least, worked in the film. And the other thing that the movie did so well was just balancing a back and forth, a level of seriousness at times, like earnestness, I guess, at times, that was very much, I'm shaking my own camera here, a level of earnestness at times that was necessary for the story, but yet, if the whole movie played that way, it wouldn't have worked. But it's a tough tightrope to walk, because there's a lot of fun cameos and self-referential humor, but Deadpool's kind of already done that in 2 movies. And so it wouldn't have been a lot new if that's all it was. But it was risky. And I think Sean Levy, Ryan Reynolds, like they were taking a risk by trying to introduce a level of earnestness and redemption storytelling arc to what's essentially a buddy cop movie. The key takeaway I led with that was really the only thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the fact that Wolverine in the film is needed to save Deadpool's universe. It's pretty contrived, but they kind of make fun of the fact that it's pretty contrived. But in doing so, Deadpool has to, like, very quickly in the first act of the film go through the multiverse to multiple different versions of Wolverine, and of course every single version of him just ends up slaughtering him, and he has to start over and reset, try to find another Wolverine. It's a fun little montage, but essentially what happens is that the version of Wolverine he is able to convince to leave his timeline and come and help Deadpool save the universe. Is essentially the worst version, the failed version of Wolverine, the coward Wolverine. And in doing so, that presents the tension throughout the film. And I would say the kind of obvious character arc, like it's not really a surprise, but the necessity for that worst version of Wolverine to find himself and even he has the opportunities, particularly in the last act of the film, to become the man or the Wolverine that we all know and love, become the version of himself that was in Logan, the one willing to sacrifice himself to save those he loves. And that is such an important core theme of any superhero storytelling, and really any like Joseph Campbell style story, the hero's journey, because that is a central part of it, a willingness to sacrifice yourself for the greater good. And I think that there's a moment at the end of the film where there's like this montage of Deadpool and Wolverine fighting a bunch of different versions of the Deadpools from the multiverse, and it's played for laughs. It's very over the top. It's hilarious. And the crowd in the theater was having like a grand time. They thought it was hilarious. But then literally 5 minutes later is the sort of earnest scene, which is still so predictable, of like Deadpool and Wolverine having to team up to destroy the doohickey that's going to destroy the world for the supervillain. and stop the supervillain from taking over. Like it's not a new construct at all, but the way that it's done, and it's unafraid to let Hugh Jackman's Wolverine be the anti-hero, or I mean honestly to be the hero that he wants to be. And it also allows for Deadpool to kind of seek the earnest hero's moment as well, to be willing to sacrifice himself to save his world. And I think the most poignant thing, honestly, was the fact that the film really showed that Deadpool's world is his friends, that these 9 people, he says. Man, it was inspiring to me, and it just made me reminisce in a good way, in a way that makes me happy about what the Marvel Cinematic Universe has meant to me, and even a level of earnest tribute to what came before, to the old, super cheesy, not always the best, like Fox versions of like the old Fantastic Four and the old X-Men and Elektra and Daredevil. There's a great joke about like Daredevil not being around, and Jennifer Garner's like, "Nah, I'm fine." that was pretty good. But like I remember being a kid watching those movies, and like they were cheesy, but I loved them, and they had something to say about what it means to be a hero, and it's okay that like it makes me reflect less harshly on the more recent struggles of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because while not all of the movies have connected with me in the same way, some of them have, and I think they're great storytellers who have great stories to tell in the Marvel Cinematic Universe still. So it gave me a lot of hope, to be honest. Especially like this morning, I woke up and I saw all the like clips on social media from San Diego Comic-Con and Hall H, and we get to see like Robert Downey Jr. freaking pull off the mask. I loved it. It was awesome. Yeah. So that's all I have to say. I thought this was going to be like a 2-minute video, and it's already like a 7-minute video almost. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the Geeky Stoics YouTube channel. Until next time, or actually, I should do the plug. I'm a professional here. All right. If you're into this kind of thing and you like talking about pop culture geek things, but through the lens of philosophy and like how we can apply these stories to our own lives to make us better as human beings, you should subscribe to the newsletter. It's geekystoics.com, and we just finished our like free parents guide to watching Star Wars. It's actually how to look at Star Wars through the lens of some of the core principles of the saga, like empathy and hope, and actually like include some really fun illustrations and talking points that you can like have an active discussion with your kids, your nieces, nephews, friends for like a Star Wars movie night, because these stories, superheroes, Star Wars, like they are meant to be shared. That's what makes them impactful, and that's what we want to do here at Geeky Stoics. So geekystoics.com, we'd love to have you join us, and until next time, may the Force be with you.